Welcome to Strathcona County's Candidate Information Session. My name is Bevan White, and I'm the Legislative Project Lead with Strathcona County. If you have already filed your nomination form, I have likely met you already, and if you haven't filed yet, I hope to meet you soon. For the 2021 election, we made the decision to create the Candidate Information Session via video. We hope this will provide an opportunity for more individuals to participate at a time that is convenient for them. Unfortunately, this means we won't have the opportunity for a live Q&A at the end of the presentation. Please make a note of any questions that may arise and contact the election office by phone at 780-400-3800 or by email at election@strathcona.ca. As candidates, it is important to understand the legislation that municipalities operate under. The Municipal Government Act, or the MGA, empowers municipalities to provide responsible and accountable local governance in order to create and sustain safe and viable communities. The Act empowers municipalities to shape their communities. It regulates how municipalities are funded and how, as local governments, they should govern and plan for growth. Council's principal role is to develop and evaluate the policies and programs of the municipality and carry out the powers, duties, and functions expressly given to it under this or any other enactment. Councillors have the following duties: to consider the welfare and interests of the municipality as a whole, and to bring to Council's attention anything that would promote the welfare or interests of the municipality, to participate generally in developing and evaluating the policies and programs of the municipality, to participate in council meetings and council committee meetings and meetings of other bodies to which they are appointed by the council, to obtain information about the operation or administration of the municipality from the Chief Administrative Officer or a person designated by the Chief Administrative Officer, to keep in confidence matters discussed in private at a council or council committee meeting until discussed at a meeting held in public, and to perform any other duty or function imposed on councillors by this or any other enactment or by the council. The mayor is the chief elected official of the municipality and has duties of both councillor and chief elected official. A chief elected official, in addition to performing the duties of a councillor, must preside when in attendance at a council meeting, unless a bylaw provides that another councillor or other person is to preside, and perform any other duty imposed on a chief elected official by this or any other enactment or bylaw. The chief elected official is a member of all council committees and all bodies to which council has the right to appoint members under this act, unless the council or the MGA otherwise provides. Assistance is provided to council by 3 administrative assistants to the elected officials. Assistance is provided to the mayor by a scheduling coordinator to the mayor, an executive assistant to the mayor, and a communications advisor. This slide shows the governance and administration structure of Strathcona County. At the top, mayor and council, the chief commissioner or chief administrative officer, below the 4 divisions, and below the 4 divisions, the various departments that make up the administration. This slide will provide you with an overview of where you can find some key governance documents on the county's public website. The county strives to be accountable and transparent to residents. This means that our public website holds a lot of useful information that will help you understand municipal functions, operations, and priorities. As noted, one of Council's main responsibilities is setting the strategic direction for the municipality. One of the key ways that this responsibility is met is through the establishment of policies which set out a framework or provide guidelines for decision-making related to municipal issues. You can find all of the county's current policies in the Municipal Policy Handbook. The easiest way to find the MPH is to simply type the name in the search bar, which will bring you to this page. Our policies are organized according to 5 broad categories. These are public relations, human resources, governance, services, and financial. You may find it helpful to spend some time looking at the governance policies, since this set of documents addresses the guidelines and rules for a number of council-related activities, things like council remuneration, business expenses, and appointments to boards and committees. Another useful webpage is the Frequently Requested Bylaws page. As you likely know, a bylaw is simply a law created by the local government, in our case, Strathcona County, to meet the needs of citizens and resolve common issues. Bylaws apply within the county limits. In Alberta, a local government's powers and duties are given to them by the province of Alberta under the Municipal Government Act, and this act includes the power to enact bylaws. The council may create bylaws for a municipal purpose in relation to those matters listed in the MGA. Examples include public safety, citizen health and welfare, protection of private and public property, nuisances and unsightly premises, public places, services provided by the county, utilities, animals, and more. If you look at the Frequently Requested Bylaws page, you will see many of the county's current bylaws. The bylaws are organized by category. For example, if you click on the plus sign for the Council Bylaws tab, you will see a number of bylaws that impact council, such as the Council Code of Conduct bylaw. The next page that I'd like to talk about is our Council Meetings and Priorities Committee Meetings page. This page houses all of the documents related to meetings of council or meetings of the Priorities Committee, which is a committee that includes all members of council. On this page, you can access current or past agendas, meeting minutes, as well as videos from council or Priorities Committee meetings. The main page has all of the meeting documents for the last 2 years, while older documents can be found on our Agenda Archive page. Viewing these documents is a great way to develop some familiarity with the kinds of decisions that council makes and the types of issues that are being addressed. If you have any friends on council, they will likely advise you that it is more than a full-time job. If you decide to run, please don't plan a holiday for after the election. It is a mandatory requirement under the MGA that municipalities provide a thorough council orientation covering a number of key governance topics. The county's Council Code of Conduct bylaw also requires all elected officials to make their best efforts to attend the orientation and training sessions provided by the municipality. More importantly, council orientation will set you up to succeed in your role as an elected official. Aside from helping you understand your role as a councillor and the broader role of council as a whole, orientation will prepare you for participating in council and committee meetings and critical municipal process, such as the budget and strategic planning. Finally, council orientation allows you to get to know your fellow councillors and members of administration. Councillors are very busy after the election, especially for the first few weeks. Not only are there several weeks of orientation, but there are also budget meetings that will begin in early November. Both the council meeting schedule and the orientation schedule can be found on the Information for Candidates webpage or in the nomination guide. On an ongoing basis, you can typically expect at least 2 council meetings and 1 priorities committee meeting each month. The agendas for meetings are distributed electronically 1 week in advance, and there's often a lot of material to review and understand. There is a deputy and acting mayor rotation. Each councillor will serve for 6 months deputy mayor and 6 months as acting mayor during the 4-year term of office. As deputy and acting mayor, you will undertake the responsibilities of the mayor, including chairing meetings and attending special functions when the mayor is unavailable. In addition, there are constituency and community responsibilities, regional and intergovernmental meetings, and a variety of committees and external body representation that councillors undertake. The position of councillor can be a tall order to fill, but the role is also meaningful and allows you to make a contribution to your community and to guide Strathcona County. Municipal government touches people's lives every day. It is indeed a high calling to serve your citizens as a member of council. I know there's a lot of information to navigate and process, but there is help. If you need some guidance in finding a particular policy, bylaw, or meeting document, you are free to contact the Legislative and Legal Services Department. I hope that after the last several slides, you've decided that you're still interested in serving on council. So I'll move on now to the topics of campaigning and nominations. The election office published a nomination guide on our website. I'll provide a high-level summary of the election processes found in the guide, including candidate qualifications, campaigning, nomination period, voting opportunities, election day and results, and finance and contribution disclosure. The Information for Candidates webpage is a great resource if you're looking for information. On this webpage, you'll find the nomination guide, candidate forms, information on campaign contributions and expenses, a sign-up for the candidate e-newsletter, and information on council orientation. You can use the URL on this slide to find the page, or go to strathcona.ca and type candidate in the search bar. The Local Authorities Election Act, or LAEA, is a key piece of legislation that all candidates should read and understand. The LAEA governs municipal elections by establishing procedures around campaigning, voting, and the counting of votes. Since 2017, there have been a number of significant changes to the LAEA. Candidates who have read and followed the LAEA in past elections will need to be familiar with these changes. It is the responsibility of all candidates to follow the requirements set out in the LAEA. Section 21 of the Act sets out the candidate qualifications. You must be 18 years of age or older, a Canadian citizen, and a resident of Strathcona County and the ward since March 20, 2021. Candidates for mayor are not required to be resident of their specific ward, as the mayor is elected by all eligible electors in Strathcona County. We are currently in the nomination period, which began on January 1 of this year. All candidates must submit their completed nomination papers and a $100 deposit before 12 noon on September 20. Commissioner of Oath Services can be provided by specific county staff members for no charge, so booking an appointment will ensure someone is available to do this. Candidates have until 12 noon on Tuesday, September 21 to withdraw their nomination. A withdrawal will only be accepted if enough candidates remain to fill the office for which they are nominated. The withdrawal of nomination form is available on the Information for Candidates webpage and in the nomination guide. The campaign period for the 2021 municipal election is January 1, 2021 to December 31, 2021. Part 6 of the Local Authorities Election Act sets out offenses and penalties. A number of Strathcona County bylaws contain additional rules around campaigning. For example, the transit bylaw sets out the restrictions around campaigning in county transit facilities and on county transit vehicles. These bylaws are referenced to in the nomination guide on our website. Candidates can also read the full bylaws on our frequently requested bylaws webpage referenced earlier. Each candidate may appoint an official agent. The Act does not set out the specific duties of an official agent, and therefore, the duties are those assigned by the candidate. Candidates may recruit campaign workers to assist with running their campaign. The duties of campaign workers are also as assigned by the candidate. Candidates can also appoint scrutineers. The role of a scrutineer is to observe the voting process at voting stations. It is important to note that in order for a scrutineer to be permitted in a voting station, the candidate must provide them with a signed Appointment of Scrutineer form, which is available on the Information for Candidates webpage. As part of your campaign, you may want to door knock at multi-residential buildings or assign a campaign worker to do this. If you require access to buildings that contain 2 or more residences, you will require proof of ID, which can be obtained from the election office. If requested, the election office will provide you with the candidate or official agent proof of ID, which will be sufficient for you and your agent to gain access to the building. If you would like to assign the responsibility of door knocking at multi-residential units to one of your campaign workers, provide your campaign worker with the campaign worker proof of ID form, which can be found on our website, and attach a copy of your candidate proof of ID that you received from the election office. The election office and GIS team have developed detailed household ward maps to assist candidates with their campaigning. These maps contain demographic information, voting station locations, voting subdivisions, neighborhood names, and road names. The cost of each map is $12.60, and they are available for purchase at the Planning and Development counter in County Hall. If you plan on putting up election signs, a development permit is required and can be obtained at Planning and Development. An election sign reference table is included in the nomination guide, which outlines which sign types, size, and locations they are permitted. The first day election signs are permitted is Saturday, September 18th, 2021. All election signs must be removed following the close of voting stations within 48 hours in the urban service area of Sherwood Park and within 72 hours in the rural service area. Planning and Development Services is responsible for enforcing sign-related issues. Please contact them directly with any questions or concerns. In 2021, Strathcona County will offer a number of voting opportunities to ensure that all eligible electors have the chance to cast their ballot. Electors with a physical disability or who are absent from Strathcona County on election day, or are working as an election official on election day, may request a special ballot, which is a mail-in ballot. Electors can request a special ballot by calling or emailing the election office, or by emailing or dropping off a completed special ballot request form. In order to make voting convenient, we are significantly increasing our advanced vote opportunities this election. There will be advanced vote locations set up at the community center, recreation centers, rural contact offices, schools, and of course, our first ever drive-through vote at Broadview Enviro Service Station. For electors living in senior care facilities, institutional voting stations will be set up during the second week of the advanced vote period. Voting on election day will be from 9 a.m. to 8 p.m. and voters must vote at the voting station in which they reside. As you are campaigning, residents may ask about when and where they can vote. The Information for Electors webpage outlines the multiple options and locations available to make voting easy and convenient. Please direct voters to the website for more information. All households in the county will receive a Where to Vote card in the mail in early October. There is also a Where to Vote application on our website. Both of these tools provide the elector with their list of candidates, election day voting station, and a complete listing of all of the advanced vote dates, locations, and times. On election day, voting stations are open between the hours of 9 a.m. and 8 p.m. Any type of campaigning, including signs, posters, and buttons or pins, is not permitted in voting stations or on voting station property. This also holds true for any advanced voting and institutional voting stations. Candidates, official agents, and scrutineers are permitted in the voting stations, but only one representative per campaign will be permitted in each voting station at a time. The scrutineer must provide the completed appointment of scrutineer form to the presiding deputy at the voting station. The presiding deputy will designate the location within the voting station where candidates, official agents, or scrutineers may observe the voting procedure. Election results will be posted on the election website as they are reported after 8 p.m. on election night. These results are considered unofficial until noon on Friday, October 22. Detailed campaign finance and disclosure requirements can be found on our webpage. We have highlighted some important sections from the LAEA. You can navigate to this page from the Information for Candidates webpage. This information is also available in our nomination guide. Some of the new rules for campaign finance include no corporation or unincorporated organization shall make a contribution to a candidate. Only an individual ordinarily residing in Alberta may make a contribution to a candidate. A candidate, self-funded or not, must open a campaign bank account once total contributions to the candidate's campaign exceeds $1,000. Financial disclosure statements are required from all candidates, including self-funded campaigns. These rules and more are set out in the LAEA. Once again, it is a candidate's responsibility to ensure they know these rules and abide by them to avoid penalties. All municipal election candidates are required to file a campaign disclosure statement, Form 26. Note, this requirement applies to self-funded candidates and any individual who withdrew their nomination. To assist with the accurate completion of the campaign disclosure statement form, the election office will be posting an electronic fillable form. The submitted forms are part of the public record and will be posted on our website. Individual addresses will be redacted. All other information will remain public. The campaign disclosure statement contains information about the contributions received, any additional sources of funding, campaign expenditures, and campaign deficits or surpluses. The disclosure must include the names and addresses of donors whose contributions exceed $50. Candidates may find it helpful to update their disclosure statement throughout the campaign period. This will reduce the amount of work it takes to prepare the disclosure statement for filing once the election is over. If a candidate's disclosure statement shows a deficit, the candidate must eliminate the deficit. To eliminate the deficit, a candidate may accept contributions not exceeding $5,000 per individual and contribute up to $10,000 of the candidate's own funds. This must be done within 60 days of filing the disclosure statement. The candidate then has 30 days to file an amended disclosure statement. If a candidate's disclosure statement shows a surplus and the surplus is greater than $1,000, the candidate must donate an amount to a registered charity that results in the surplus being less than $1,000. The candidate may retain any portion of the surplus under $1,000 or donate it to a registered charity. This must be done within 60 days of filing the disclosure statement. The candidate then has 30 days to file an amended disclosure statement. For this election, the Government of Alberta has directed municipalities to hold 2 referendum votes and a Senate nominee election along with our municipal election. Elections Alberta is responsible for nominations for Senate nominee candidates and coordinating these 2 items with municipalities. For more information on these, you can visit their website at elections.ab.ca. Candidates may also be interested in knowing that the Chamber of Commerce will be hosting election forums. Dates, times, and locations are still to be determined. Candidates can visit the Chamber's website at sherwoodparkchamber.com for updates. The Youth Advisory Committee will also be hosting a forum for mayoralty candidates. The committee has tentative plans to host the forum on September 29, pending the availability of the candidates. As details are finalized, we will post them on our election website. The Alberta Urban Municipalities Association, or AUMA, and the Rural Municipalities of Alberta, or RMA, have also developed websites for individuals and prospective candidates for the upcoming 2021 general municipal election. Here is the contact information for Municipal Affairs Alberta. You can reach them by phone at 780-427-2225 or by email at lgsmail@gov.ab.ca. I have also made several references to both the Local Authorities Election Act and the Municipal Government Act. It is the responsibility of each candidate to ensure they understand and follow the rules in the legislation. To order a copy of the LAEA and MGA, call Alberta Queen's Printer at 780-427-4952. You can also view the legislation online at the Alberta Queen's Printer website, qp.alberta.ca. Municipal Affairs Alberta has also published its own candidates guide, available at the above website. That concludes our presentation. Please contact the election office with any additional questions you have. Again, our phone number is 780-400-3800 or email us at election@strathcona.ca.